In this video, we're going to look at how we can add featured posts to our blog and reuse this nice banner area that we created previously on the home page to display those featured posts. So the first thing we need to do is go to our articles admin area and change some of the posts to be featured. So go to your admin area, either locally or on your live server. What I'm going to do is go to rapidweaverblog/admin/articles. That will give us our admin area. And you have two ways of creating or changing a post to be featured. The quickest way is if you hover over the left hand side, you can click on the star icon to set a post to be featured. So let's do that for the waffles post here. So we'll click the star icon and then you can see that you get the icon displayed here, and that tells you that this post is featured. The other way to do that is to click on one of the post titles. You'll be shown the editing form and you can toggle whether this post is featured on or off here. We'll leave it as off because I just wanted to show you that that is another option. Okay, once you've got at least one of your posts featured on your blog, let's open up our project in RapidWeaver. Go to the articles homepage, and what we want to add is what we want to reuse is that impact stack that we used on the individual articles page. So to do that, I'll go to my favorites and I'm going to drag and drop in the impact stack in above the one column foundation stack there. And this time we are going to use the total CMS impact slide. So we'll add that and we'll remove the default slide that was added for us. Next, what we need to do is again make sure that we set the CMS ID. So as always, we're going to enter articles here. Next, we want to set the source to be the blog list. The content is going to use HipWig. We're going to get into some of these features later on in the course, but for now just follow along with these settings here. And then next we want to display the first image in the same way that we did in the previous video where we added the blog macro for the first image. In this instance we are using the total CMS impact slide to pull in that first image for us. Next we want the image size to be the original image, and on mobile we'll also set that to be original. We want to link to a blog post, so a lot of these settings will be the default, however we're going to go through a few of them now to make sure that they're all correct. Next, what we want to do is set the max items to be 1, so we only want one image displayed here. Impact is a very flexible stack and you can have multiple slides that fade in on top of each other or slide in. All we want to do is display one featured post with one blurred background image. So we're going to set the max items to be 1. Then what we want to focus on is the filter by settings here. And what this is going to allow us to do is target the featured posts only. So what happens by default with Total CMS and a blog list is that it will display all of the posts that are live on your website. So those are posts that aren't draft and the publish date isn't in the future. However, what we wanted to do was display only the featured posts inside of the impact stack here. So what we want to do is change the featured setting to be only featured. So you can see here by default it's before all posts, and what that would do is just push all of the featured posts to the top of the list. But as I say, we only want to display the featured post inside of the impact stack. So select only featured, and then next we're going to change the foreground content settings. So the style we want to be alternate because we want the text to be white, and we want the alignment to be center, so we want the content to be centered horizontally inside or on top of the background image. Next we're going to set a custom container. We're going to set the background to be 0% opacity, and we're going to set the padding to be 0 and the max width to be 953 pixels. Then we're going to set the horizontal to be centered and also vertical to be centered. Okay, then what we're going to do is preview this in the browser. And there we can see that we have actually a featured post inside of the impact stack. This is currently taking up the full width and height of the browser window, and if we scroll down below that, you'll see that we get all of the posts listed below. Now what has happened also is that the featured post has been pushed to the top of the blog list. So we're going to need to fix that, and I also want to fix up the height of this impact stack. So let's go to RapidWeaver and do that. So we're going to select the impact stack here, and once again, as we did on the individual article page, we are going to set the size to be proportional, and we will set the aspect ratio to be 10:3. Then what we're also going to do is update the blog list setting here. So as you can see, by default the featured posts are displayed before all other posts. I don't want that to happen in this case because we are displaying the latest featured post inside of the impact stack. So what I'm going to do is change this to be displayed with posts. You could also hide the featured post if you wanted to. If you were to add multiple slides to the impact stack that were displaying multiple featured posts, you might not want that displayed inside of the blog list. But for our site, I'm going to leave it as displayed with posts. So let's go back to Safari and preview that. And there you can see we have a more proportional sized impact stack in the header, and the waffles post isn't being displayed at the top of the list now. It's now in where it was before because it's post in January. It's further down the list than the more recent posts. Okay, finally what we need to do is add that overlay to the image so that we can read the featured post title and summary more easily. So let's go back to RapidWeaver again. We'll choose the impact stack and scroll down, and we'll set the overlay color to be a 50% gray. What we'll also do whilst we're here is add some padding to this one column foundation stack so the list of posts below here are moved down. So we're going to set the padding top and bottom to be 5 rems. Let's go and preview that in Safari. And there we can see we now have that overlaid grey color on top of the image so that we can read the post title and summary more easily. And we've also padded the list down here. Okay, so let's go and publish those changes up to the live server and ensure everything's working. So we'll go to rapidweaverblog.com on the home page, and we'll refresh, and some of the styles don't seem to have gone up, so what I need to do is go and republish all my files. And then once we refresh rapidweaverblog.com, you'll see that we now have that featured post in the banner area here, and our other posts are listed as normal below. So just to ensure that you are following along here correctly, when we go to the rapidweaverblog.com/admin/articles page, we have made this post a featured post, and then what we've done on the home page is added the impact stack to display the latest featured post in this nice full page banner area. And just to show you that that is working correctly, let's perhaps make this post featured. So this is a newer post, and because we limited the impact stack to only display one post, this is the post that will now be displayed when we go to the home page and refresh. And there you can see we get the buffet dishes with that nice image blurred in the background. Okay, so that'll do it for this post. We've successfully added the featured posts to our blog with that nice impact banner area on the home page as well.